The Great Alaska Shootout started out as one man's dream.
He had cancer, and I think he looked at the rest of life as being less than cancer. You know, what can they do to me now? You know, I've seen the big one.
He was Bob Rochelle, coach of the UAA men's basketball team for just one season, 1977. But in that season, Rochelle left his mark on the school. More than 30 years ago, Rochelle discovered a loophole in NCAA regulations, one that stated college basketball teams could play no more than 28 regular season games within the contiguous 48 states. So Rochelle figured it would be easy to get 7 Division I teams to come to Alaska to play 3 games that wouldn't count against their regular season total.
And he called me on the telephone. He said, what do you think about having a little tournament? Well, I thought this was going to be like with the Methodist hymnos and the Berean Bible Baptist groups. I didn't realize what Bob thought was a little tournament.
Rochelle invited and signed contracts with Indiana, North Carolina State, Louisville, Pepperdine, Texas A&M, Penn State, and Lamar for a tournament he called the Seawolf Classic and basketball TV analyst Billy Packard called the Shootout. Rochelle never coached a shootout game. He was fired after the 1977-78 season for a list of NCAA violations. But his tournament, which began in the fall of 1978, has become his great legacy. Over the last 3 decades, the Great Alaska Shootout has become one of the premier preseason tournaments in college basketball. It has drawn to Alaska such basketball greats as James Worthy, Danny Manning, Len Bias, Patrick Ewing, Bryant Reeves, and Glenn Robinson. And coaches Bobby Knight, Dean Smith, Joe B. Hall, John Thompson, Mike Krzyzewski, and Rick Pitino. In 3 decades, the Shootout has grown up from the vision of Bob Rochelle to bring big-time college basketball to Alaska to UAA's signature event.
It's a celebration, it's a happening, it's more than just the basketball games.
And somewhere, Bob Rochelle is smiling.
A wonderful implausibility. That's how Lou Friedman once described the Car Safeway Great Alaska Shootout. And know that Car Safeway is an extremely important sponsor. The Shootout would not have survived for 30 years without their support and commitment to UAA and to our community. For the past 30 years, most of our nation's greatest college teams have traveled to Alaska to vie for the tournament trophy. During those years, the University of Alaska Anchorage has gained a reputation for hosting one of the best tournaments in college basketball. The players, coaches, as well as the volunteers that make the Shootout a success bring credit to UAA and to Alaska. Now in its 31st year, the Shootout has become an annual Thanksgiving tradition for Alaskans and basketball fans everywhere. It has been a wonderful opportunity for our community, our institution, our state, and for our student athletes. There have now been in excess of 600 Shootout basketball games. We've had a father and son who participated in the Shootout, separated by a generation. We've had former Seawolves return as opposing coaches. Nanilchik star Whitney Lehman, who grew up attending the Shootout as a child, sank 2 free throws in the final seconds to secure a victory over the Clemson Tigers for UAA and bring us our 2nd Shootout title. Dwayne Wade played his very first college basketball games at the Shootout. Alaska's first NBAer, Trajan Langland, who is an inductee tonight, returned twice with Duke University to the Shootout. UAA has captured many highlights and established many memories throughout the years that include victories over Wake Forest, the University of Washington, Texas, Notre Dame, and too many others to mention. UAA's men's team annual upset is certainly a part of the Shootout tradition. And our women's team have won the championship 4 times, most recently with a last-second layup to defeat Santa Clara in 2007. I did have on here pause for applause. Some of them are here. The Shootout has provided a big stage for our athletes and given us heroes like Jason Kaiser, Peter Bullock, Carl Arts, Amber Nasby, Jen Salazar, Rebecca Kilpensey, Hansa Ganad, Ryan Williams, Mindy Mendenhall, Cammie Jo Massey, and Jesse Jackson, just to name a few. What great memories and accomplishments for Alaska and UAA students. Alaskans enjoy sharing the magnificence of our state with visitors. To share it with the elite of college basketball is a significant source of pride for UAA and the state of Alaska. This award is a tribute to the frontier spirit of Alaska. The Shootout is a uniquely Alaskan experience.